I'm going to try a different sort of format today, because one of my favorite things to do ever is to analyze something I like and then get really excited about how it works and want to share that with people, with this energy I feel. But then often it's ages before I'll see someone that I can talk to about it, and so I maybe lose that spark. But I had that recently because I was analyzing some of the music of Alf Clausen. So you might not know who Alf Clausen was, but he's a very important figure to me. He was the lead composer of The Simpsons. So Danny Elfman wrote the main theme tune, but Alf Clausen was the person writing all the sort of underscore and a lot of the songs you'd hear in the show. When I was growing up, my older sister had this CD of The Simpsons. There was 2 CDs. I have them here. They're wonderful. Go Simpsonic with The Simpsons and The Simpsons Songs in the Keys of Springfield. And when I used to listen to these as a youngster, you'd find that once you had headphones on, you could hear all this amazing complexity in the orchestration, and the composition was just absolutely wonderful. But when you watch them on the show, like sort of the compression on the audio and things like that, you can barely tell any of the stuff that's going on. And so hearing all that, I just fell in love with these arrangements. I loved the orchestration in them particularly, which I've just found out looking through this CD. I thought, oh, what if Alf Clausen wasn't the orchestrator? And there was a person called Del Hake, who I'd never heard of before this, who was doing all the orchestrations on my favorite Simpsons tracks. Anyway, so I wanted to talk about Alf Clausen because he actually passed away last May, I think it was, last year. And I wanted to do like a little tribute to him and talk about how much I love the guy's work. But I overthink things, and every time I think I could do a video about that, people might be interested. Who knows, maybe I was right, maybe you've already tuned away. But if you haven't, then congratulations. Anyway, but I overthink things. I thought I would try and script it too much, where I just want to talk about the guy. So what I'm going to do is look at one Simpsons song, which many of you may know. I have found with The Simpsons that, like, when you meet someone else who grew up with it and knows all the quotes, it's like when you're overseas and you haven't spoken your language for a while, and then you meet someone else who's from Australia or something, whatever, and you find, oh, like you have this connection speaking your home language again. That's what it's like when I meet someone who knows Simpsons quotes. It's like, oh, good, we understand one another. We can speak each other's language. Anyway, I digress. The song I wanted to show you was the Stonecutters Song, which is the song when Homer joins a sort of cult thing called the Stonecutters, and they sing this drinking song, which also sounds like a sort of cult drinking song. It goes like this. Like, who controls the British crown? Who keeps the metric system down? We do. Who keeps Atlantis off the maps? Who keeps the Martians under wraps? We do. So Alf Clausen was one of the songwriters for that song. I think Del Hake wrote the orchestrations. But the song itself is just so darn well written. Even from the get-go, they have this opening little riff from the woodwinds. That chord change from F sharp minor to D over C just sounds so ominous. I never would have thought of it myself. You know, you might do something more obvious, like that wouldn't quite work. But there's something about that's F sharp minor to D7 over C. So, and they even use it in the actual song. That gets us to B minor, chord 4. Same move here. So B minor has gone to G over F before we get to the chord 5. Section is the most amazing of all. I couldn't quite believe it when I tried to work it out. So basically it goes, who holds back the... That's not quite right. Who holds back the electric car? Who makes D. Gutenberg a star? We do. So it's quite amazing. That first part there is still an F sharp minor. Then goes to sort of a D minor chord to A minor. We stick an A minor with an E7 and an A minor. And then this bonkers move to B flat over A flat, to C major over G, then D major over A, move down a semitone to C sharp major over G sharp, which gets us back home. So, It's just such amazing voice leading. I think if I try to put myself in the head of someone who's writing that tune, I think they would have written the over the top line first, and then sort of have a descending bass line underneath it. But, you know, it's amazing writing, which you don't often see. And it's one of those things that just passes in the blink of an eye in the show, and no one would have thought to question it further. But it's just incredible writing. And in the very, very end of it, so chord 1/5, chord 5, I absolutely love it. And then the orchestration of it, which I, again, just learnt, was Del Huck, I should learn how to say his last name, was really what makes it. There's something about the Simpsons orchestration style, like the way the trumpets are used, the xylophones are used, the way the strings are used. It's all the sort of major songs of the Simpsons, which you can hear on those albums, which I think are on all the streaming places too, wherever you find your music. The orchestration is so complex and so interweaved with everything. It's just such exquisite craftsmanship, I suppose we'd call it. I think that's all I have to say about After Falls and Now. There can be a lot more of Simpsons stuff because there's just so much I could talk about. But I just felt that this format might work for things that I'm analysing at the moment, which I just get really excited about. Last week it was Ludoslavsky. Maybe he'll have his time. Who knows? But anyway, if you've listened this far, well done. But also, you know, maybe question your life choices a bit. I would if I was you. Anyway, I'll finish with the full song. Thanks, everyone.